am going over the state of Pennsylvania and two brand new polls that have just been released that show a very close but very different perspective of the 2024 presidential election. In this brand new poll released by USA Today, and I believe in conjunction with Suffolk University, the poll found Kamala Harris has a lead over Donald Trump in the state of Pennsylvania, 49% to 46%. The statewide poll consisted of 500 likely Pennsylvania voters conducted between September 11th and September 15th. This poll also showed that Kamala Harris had a higher popularity among likely Pennsylvania voters, with 49% favorable opinion of the vice president compared to 40% unfavorable. And I'm just going to go through the article quickly just to see if there's anything else significant when it comes to the data. I don't believe so. As I mentioned before in several videos, Pennsylvania is the most important battleground state in this election that, depending on which candidate wins, I think will definitely be a big sign as to who will win the presidential election in 2024 in November. The poll found a wider gender gap benefiting the vice president, Harris leading female voters 56 to 39, while Trump took male voters 53 to 41. Also, according to the poll, for Pennsylvania's independent voters, Harris led Trump 43 to 38, and Harris also enjoys a higher personal popularity among Pennsylvania voters, 49% favorable, 47% unfavorable, whereas Trump had a 54% unfavorable. And this poll also did a interesting note where it looked at Northampton and Erie counties. This is an area where Donald Trump won in 2016, Joe Biden won in 2020, and also mentioned that Joe Biden won, or Kamala Harris won in this poll, where Harris has a little bit of an edge here. Harris leads in Northampton County, which includes the cities of Easton, Bethlehem, and East Pennsylvania, 50 to 45 over Trump. Biden carried Northampton 50 to 49 in the 2020 election. Trump carried Northampton 50 to 46 over Clinton in 2016. In Erie County in northwest Pennsylvania, Harris leads Trump 48-44, where Biden won in 2020 50 to 49. Trump won in 2016 49 to 47. 300 likely voters were surveyed in both county polls, which have a margin of error of 5.7 percentage points. So this article is very, very interesting. It also mentions there's few undecided voters left according to this survey. And it goes through statewide issues where abortion ranks as the most important issue for 11% of Pennsylvania voters. Let's see. Top issue for likely voters was inflation, the economy at 35%, followed by immigration of 14%, and bring the nation together at 13%. So that is the USA Today Suffolk poll. It's a 3-point lead with a 5-point margin of error, so is definitely within the margin of error for that. Next, we're going to go to the Insider Advantage poll that just came out, which shows a different result, where Trump is leading Harris 50 to 48, a opposite finding than the last poll. Both 50 to 48. Let's get confirmation of the margin of error here. 800 likely voters, so a bigger sample size than the last poll. A margin of error of 3.46%, and polled between September 14th and 15th. So both of these polls are under the margin of error. So you can look at both of these races as a statistical dead heat, statistical tie that can go either way. The results found Trump at 50, Harris 48, other 1%, undecided 1%. It also looks at the Senate race where Bob Casey is 49%, the incumbent Democratic senator. Dave McCormick, the Republican challenger, is 44%. And here's a brief analysis by the Insider Advantage pollster, Matt Towery. Part of this survey was conducted before the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, but also included responses during and after the news incident broke. However, the survey gives us a partial look at what impact the incident might have on the numbers. All these battleground states are very tight and well within the margin of error, as I just mentioned and alluded to. So, two polls conducted, 500 likely voters for Suffolk, 800 likely voters for Insider Advantage. 2-point lead for Trump in this poll, 3-point lead for Harris in the last one. We go now to the Electoral Politics polling average, where Donald Trump has retaken a lead in the state of Pennsylvania. Trump is now up 0.2% over Harris, 48 to 47.8. This state, it is the battleground of all battlegrounds. It really could not get any closer. Trump led here for a little bit. Harris took the lead back, and she was leading as of yesterday before I'm recording this. And now Trump has taken a 0.2% lead back in the state of Pennsylvania. It really is remarkable just how close Pennsylvania is. And Look, I'm not being dramatic when I say this. Pennsylvania will decide the 2024 presidential election, and this is how it will. When you look at the latest battlegrounds right now in Pennsylvania or in real clear politics, when you refresh, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. These are the states that will decide the election, and I'm going to assign them right now how the polls are, except for the state of Pennsylvania, and I'll show you what I mean. Harris is leading in Nevada. Trump is leading in Arizona. Harris is leading in Wisconsin and Michigan. Trump is leading in North Carolina and Georgia. That leaves Pennsylvania and its 19 electoral votes left to decide the presidential election. Yesterday, Pennsylvania was tilt for Kamala Harris at 276 to 262, giving her a narrow win over Trump. Today, like I just showed you 1 second ago, Pennsylvania, Trump now leads 0.2% in the average on the Real Clear Politics website right now. So what does that mean? Donald Trump wins the state of Pennsylvania, and he's at 281. Harris Walter at 257. This one state, 19 electoral votes, Pennsylvania, this one state completely swings the election. I cannot underscore this moment enough. Whichever candidate, Trump or Harris, wins the state of Pennsylvania, I believe will win the presidential election. It's just the polls are so close right now across the country, but Pennsylvania especially, things are so close. So what do we get from those polls that I just showed you? One was Trump +2, one's Harris +3. I don't know which one is true. I think the real answer right now is, like the polls say, it's an incredibly close race that we're not going to know really until Election Day how Pennsylvania will go. It'll come down to the wire, and I would bet everything it's under 1% difference. Right now, it's such a close race. We're going to have to wait and see how this one goes, but I think under 1% is almost guaranteed at this point. It's so close, and we just got to stay tuned to see how this changes or stays the same leading up to Election Day. But very interesting. Both of these polls show differing results, but both are under the margin of error. Pennsylvania, absolutely a tied race right now. Can't wait to see how this moves going forward. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day, so I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.